Hello and welcome to your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week of August 4th, 2014. Now this week's reading I'll be drawing from Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael Oracle Cards. One of the things I really like about this deck is instead of giving you specific messages, it gives you a small piece of advice followed with a prayer. But it's not so much a prayer as they are affirmations. Difference being, both prayer and affirmations work. They are very powerful. A prayer typically comes from a place of wanting, needing, desperation. Oftentimes when we pray for something, we're praying for something we don't have. And it comes from a place of lack, we'll say. Whereas affirmations is the same thing. We are praying for something that we need or that we require. However, we're doing it in such a way that we're doing it from a point of gratitude. We're thanking the universe for providing us the specific thing that we need, almost as if it's already happened. Sort of like that law of attraction thing. So it's widely regarded that affirmations not only work as well as prayers, the message still gets across, but oftentimes even better than prayers because we're entering the affirmation from a vibrational level that's much higher than typically a prayer. When a prayer is done from a position of lack and need and wanting, it's not the same vibrational as a prayer or an affirmation made from a position of gratitude. It's almost like you've already received it. So with that being said, we're going to move into our reading here. And the very first card, which will be for the first half of the week, we have here is write about your feelings. Write about your thoughts and feelings. And the prayer on the card is, thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessings, and healing. So you see how that it's a prayer, but it was thanking them for doing this for you. Even though we're asking for them to do it for us, we're thanking them for doing it for us, which realigns us to it being done. Now, the great thing about this card is this is something that most of you probably already do. A lot of people who are on this journey of discovering who they really are or digging deep inside and expanding ourselves already keep journals of some sort. One of the wonderful things with keeping a journal is it's like a mile marker. It allows us to speak our mind, vent our innermost feelings, knowing it's a safe place to do so. Kind of get everything off your chest. But what's amazing is we can look back on that a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. See where we were, how we progressed through it all, and how far we've come to where we are today. So it's important really to keep some sort of a journal. Now, I've had people say to me, well, that's why I tweet and that's why I Facebook. But personally, for me, in my truth, I don't believe it's the same thing, because you're not, there's a saying, you are who you are when you're alone in the dark. Your true self comes out. I believe that to be true with journaling. You may say things or use vocabulary or convey emotion when you know it's a safe place differently than it would be when you're making a public statement for everyone to see and criticize. So the first half of the week, they are urging us, whether we have not yet or maybe we've fallen away from, to get back to writing our thoughts and feelings down somewhere in some way. For some people that may not visually be writing it, may be drawing or painting, but reconnect with that deep emotional connection that we have with ourselves. Now, moving to the middle of the week, we draw, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. And I'm already getting that sensation, or putting it straight through me, how this is all tied into some sort of sense of guilt. And the prayer on this card says, I ask that you help me let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. So in this one, we kind of have the prayer, but then we wrap it up with that affirmation. So often, we harbor a sense of guilt, or blame, or shame. And we all know, we've all read the books, we've all done the workshops, we've all watched the videos and saw the speakers, that this is an illusion and this is, something that we have to rise above. But it's hard. It's hard when you feel that hurt in your heart so heavy, or that burden on your shoulders so heavy. It's easy to say, it's easy to claim you're going to do it, but sometimes it's just hard, especially if you're empathic, or you have to deal with that person that you're feeling guilt about on a regular basis. It just keeps kind of brewing and coming up for you. So what I'm strongly feeling with this is the writing down your thoughts and feelings is they're trying to get you back to that, to help you move through whatever this guilt or shame or blame that you're carrying around, because it's not necessary. It's almost like a false sense of guilt. What they're trying to say to me is, in this situation, the others involved with the situation aren't feeling the same way you're feeling. You may be carrying this burden of this guilt or this blame or this shame in a sense that you feel like you've done something wrong, or you've done something to this person or to this situation. But that person or situation has kind of either moved on past it, or was never really affected by it in a way that you're carrying this around. I tend to throw a lot of quotes out there. Another great quote, and I can't name the source off the top of my head. I wish I could, because it was such a wonderful thing and it actually helped me in my journey, was, forgive everybody for everything. Not because they deserve to be forgiven, but you deserve to be free of that pain. And I always found that very, very inspiring. So, towards the second half of the work week, really process on releasing stuff. I've just begun the process of learning IET, Integrated Energy Therapies, and that is one of the amazing things it can help you do when you're ready. If your intention is to release stuff like that, that really can help you let it go. So if you're really struggling with some guilt or some pain, and you are a believer in energy medicines, IET may be something you might want to look into. It's very similar to Reiki, but it invokes the angelic realm to help to get in there and undo on that cellular level those guilt and those karmic ties that we carry around with us. So now, moving into the weekend. Losing my cards. Explore your options. Dear God, once again, the affirmation. Dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand, and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness, and life's purpose. As we move through the week and we get to that weekend, maybe we're seeing with a clearer set of eyes. Maybe we've been being blocked, or revisiting that situation that caused that guilt or that stress may open new doors of opportunity to you. What you really want to do in this moment, though, is just sort of quiet yourself, find your stillness, and really listen to your intuition. Listen to kind of what you're being drawn to, what resonates with you better, because it's all part of the greater scheme of your life purpose. And it's not that if you choose one option over another, it's going to be catastrophic, because every decision, I believe, has a consequence, good or bad. The consequences aren't always bad. But I believe we have free will. But I also believe that when we choose something, we make a decision to take this option over that option. Each one of those things come with, consequences, repercussions. And I think it's the consequences of our choices that guide us back onto the proper path that we're meant to walk. So you'll get there. It's just a matter of how many steps it's going to take you to get there. And one way to shorten that journey is to, in those moments when you're faced with different options, there may be an obvious one, but then there's a couple others. Really sit and resonate. The obvious choice isn't always the best choice for you on your journey. Really sit and see how it feels vibrationally to you. It's tough in this, where we live in a materialistic world that's based on a monetary system, but do your best to not base your decision on the amount of income or the location or the prestige of the opportunity, but more what feels like it's going to better serve you. We have to consider, and again, it's tough, it's not about where we are and where we have to be in this world, but more so the world we're all moving to. And no matter what path you choose, in my personal belief, I don't believe it's going to greatly affect you and your path to your life purpose. I believe that everything we do has a consequence or a repercussion, and though that sounds negative, I don't believe it's negative. What I mean by it is simply we have free will, but there's also divine order and divine timing. So I think we can choose a path that may not be in perfect harmony to our life's purpose, but I believe the series of events that'll happen because of that choice ends up putting us back on track. So I believe we'll get there. It's a matter of choice A may give us 5 steps to our destination, and choice B may give us 15 steps to our destination. But just, again, focus and try to really think about what this choice would mean for you, and think outside the box of the convention of just short term, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. That's the feeling, the sensation I've been getting here as I'm trying to put it into words, but I'm having difficulty physically putting it into words. But just try to be more. They're giving me the word whole, or like wholeness. Try to base these decisions on the wholeness of your being, not one aspect that you may be alluring to you, but that aspect may not serve your wholeness. So with that, I thank you once again. At this last part, there's been some technical difficulties. I've had to stop and restart it a few times here. I hope it all went together and I didn't end up repeating something I'd already said. But thank you again for listening for another week. And again, if anybody is any interest in a reading, you can reach me at the website, www.advancedangelcards.com. You can email me directly at daniel@advancedangelcards.com. Available for FaceTime, Skype, telephone. I can do a reading and video it, much like what I've done here, and send you a reading that way, whatever works best for you. And so that does it for another week. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a blessed week. And if you are still listening to this and you're looking at the image, this was a Archangel Michael image that was given to me, and I kind of just finger paint it on my iPad. I have a whole series of them. They've assigned me the task of creating my own Oracle card deck, not necessarily for publication or use, more about helping me unlock the right side of my brain. I feel like I'm working not only with, my Angelic Collective, But this came very directly, it seemed, from Uriel and Gabriel. So that's what I've been trying to do here. This was a preliminary drawing. I actually did a more detailed drawing, but I actually like this one better. It's all intentionally out of focus and engulfed with light. But I really liked it. So because I was drawing from the Archangel Michael cards, I wanted to put it at the end for those who may be seeing this from YouTube and not following me on Advanced Angel Cards Facebook page. I've been posting these as I've been drawing them on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Advanced Angel Cards. Thank you again. Have a blessed week.